We don't play the social game. We are social. Power 98.5.
Hi, this is Dan Aykroyd. He's progressive. He's beautiful. He's thoughtful. He's intelligent. He's powerful. He's positive. He is Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio.
You're listening to Power 98.5, powered by United Angels Dream, your number one resource for public relations, entertainment, and multimedia. Contact them today at unitedangelsdream.com.
Prepare yourself.
Okay, let's go.
Empowering listeners from the US to the UK. Live on air with Stephen Cuoco.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the announcement of the century. With great pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you a man who, against all odds, went above and beyond to pursue the dream. He is the founder, the CEO of United Angels Dream, your second opinion resource company, Image Magazine International, Model Me VIP, Power 98.5 Satellite Radio, clinically renowned in the entertainment world, hailing from New York City, the sensational, the one, the only, Stephen Cuoco! We don't play the social game, we are social.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining. Live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5. That was the incredible Hus Ragip. He is world-renowned. He was once a DLR announcer. A video that went viral that was made and shared online doing what he does, what he loves most. He's an actor. He does voiceover work. He's sought out in the industry, and he's going to continue to grow exponentially now and definitely here in the United States. Good morning, Hus.
Hello, how are you, Stephen?
I'm doing awesome. You?
Yeah, not bad. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
You deserve it. How did you feel hearing yourself in such a way of an introduction?
I hear it so many times because it's weird because I'm doing it. So I repeat back to make sure it's perfect, and I have to do take after take sometimes. But it's nice. I mean, it's everything that I dreamed to do and become and be. So it feels great.
I would like to play a little clip that was done by BBC London, from our good friends Casey Kademi, pro boxing champion, legend, rising to the top at Warren Boxing Management.
Yes, he is, definitely.
As well as Sonny Warren at Warren Boxing Management. Two great people.
Yes, 100%. 100% great people.
Did you see or do you remember this clip from BBC London?
Oh, yeah, I remember it. I actually remember it. And bearing in mind, I actually broke my foot 2 minutes before that interview. So that's why I'm sitting on a chair with an ice pack on my foot. Yeah. Yeah, I was it's the trainers I was wearing weren't great. And then, was messing about in the gym. And then I just, misstepped and just sprained my ankle and broke my foot. So I'm sitting there. So I was sitting there with the ice pack on my foot, yeah. I still soldiered through it.
Were you in a brace or no? Did you go to the hospital beforehand, or you just went with it?
No. As soon as, just literally minutes before they started filming, it happened. So I'm just sitting there with my shoe and sock off and an ice pack on my foot, and we did the interview.
Oh my!
And then I went to the hospital after. Yeah, I went to the hospital after. But I'm all good now. Everything's all good.
You're good. All right.
Yeah, all good. Yeah.
Let's hear what Casey and Sonny have to say.
Okay.
A screenshot of a picture of him. So I shared it to my Instagram and I tagged him. He quickly replied me back, thanking me. He quickly stand out because he's got that voice. So I said, one with Warren Boxing Management. It will give you a clear vision of boxing.
When we see his videos on YouTube, we see that he had a raw talent, and we can see that he had the voice to do it professionally. He'd done his first MC show where it got an amazing reception, and he went into the ring and he got a massive round of applause, got all the fans excited, and from then we said to him, if we could help you along like we helped the boxers along, try and get into shows and try and broadcast your platform as high as we can, and he has got the voice to do it, so I can see him going far in it.
From being a tube announcer to being a professional master of ceremonies is just truly amazing. When I hear them roar when I'm doing an announcement, I think they don't want to be no other place than here right now. As long as they feel that, I'm doing my job.
What do you think about that after all this time and you're still going?
It's been a huge roller coaster journey. But when I just heard that back now, it makes me, realize what life's about, and very important who you have in your corner, and I owe so much to Casey and Warren Boxing Management. There's no question in that at all.
What are you currently doing with Warren Boxing Management? I'm assuming that you're still going in as an announcer for them.
Yeah, I speak with Bobby Warren on the regular. We spoke, I think, even today we spoke, and a few days prior. With Warren Boxing Management, me and Bobby, we've got an amazing relationship. We're always in contact, and there's no question. Wherever he has a show and he wants me to do it, he doesn't even have to ask. Just tell me the date, time, and place, and I'll be there. Whether it's in this country or another country, it doesn't matter.
Since that interview to now,
yeah,
what's been happening in your life?
Since that interview, it went a bit quiet for a bit after that. I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. It's just the way it happened. It's just it went quiet after that. But then, from a young age, I've always had the dream of being a voice actor and a voiceover artist, and also a screenwriter. So I did go and study at a film school, private film school, and graduated in screenwriting and things like that. So that was always the dream. But then when you can ask my friends and family, from a young age, I've always been doing voices and different impersonations and things like that. And so to them, when they saw me go viral, to them, they'll say to you, this is nothing new. He's been doing this for years. He just needed people to see it. And then that's where we are. And then so I started, when it was during the quiet period, I'm into producing music as well. So I was trying to get my head around all of that. And then when I set up all my equipment, and then I got a good mate who's got a studio, professional studio, where I went there, where I wrote all the characters, wrote all the scripts for my my voice reel. And then I just went and performed them, and then I tried sending them to agents and things like that. And then it was just, rejection after rejection after rejection. So, that can be very disheartening, and it could really put you in a low place, and a lot of people, distant friends and distant family, I think I don't know. They probably think like when they saw me go viral that I've like hit into this super big shot status, but no, it's completely the opposite way. But I understand, you know, this is part of the journey. This is why a lot of people don't want to take the risk, don't want to take the jump when the opportunity to pursue your dream arrives. And I totally get it. You know, I totally get it. You know, life's been hard. You know, I haven't got no real income coming in from it all. I'm trying to just put content out there. You know, and I've got a baby as well, and a mortgage, and you know, struggling with bills. But I'm just telling it how it is. You know, this is the way it is, and I understand why people, you know, don't want to take the risk. You know, and this is why like great people like Steve Harvey as well, Denzel Washington's motivational speeches I've been watching. You know, you're gonna fail. You know, you will fail. You will fall. And but the thing is to fall forward. At least you know where you're going still. And it's things like that, and the support from my wife, you know, is second to none. She, you know, we're going to be celebrating our 14th year anniversary this month, and her support is what's kept me going. She's the biggest believer. You know, she always keeps bringing me up when I feel down about it all. But you know, it's part of the journey, Stephen. It's part of the journey, you know, and we just got to keep carrying on. Then there was a point where, you know, there was one day where she goes, "Let's go to the shopping mall," and then you know, to take your mind off things. So I went with my wife and my son. We went to the shopping mall, and then we just ate. And I said, "I'm just going to toilet." So I went toilet, and then as I'm coming back, like my phone's notifications are going mad again. So I'm like, what's this? So I look on Twitter, and there's a renowned British author by the name of Craig Stone, and he had tweeted my train announcement video, and it just went crazy again. It went, like, when I looked at it, it was on like 500,000 views, and then by the next day it was over 1 million. And then he posted again, saying this tweet has blown up. The talent behind it all is none other than Hus Ragip. And then he started, he sent me a DM, and then we started DMing each other, and we established that in terms of voice acting and voiceover work and acting, I haven't got no representation. So then I don't know how he just come up with it, but he just started tweeting right after he learnt about that and tagging in all the UK voiceover agencies and everything, saying, you know, give this guy a chance. You know, his voice has reached millions around the world. He's made so many people happy. He's looking for representation. And then I just couldn't thank him enough. You know, I was just like, I can't believe you would actually go out and do something like that for me, you know, like, and then like, so I'm just thinking, like, has my voice really touched people? You know, like, is there really a destiny for me to pursue it? And then that sort of gave me a bit of hope. But then again, just nothing. We didn't hear nothing back. And then the journey carries on. So that's it really. And then since like coming up to like about now, it's been you know, I just thought I need to like try and stay relevant, because obviously COVID was just the icing on the cake to everything. If things are bad, COVID just made it 10 times worse. And then so I just thought, you know what, let me just start doing announcement videos for people. And then so I thought, okay, I'm going to start doing it for people or whoever wants them. I'm not charging for them. I thought this weren't about the money. This was about the love of the sport, and love for just reaching my voice out to people. And then so the first person I called was Casey, because if it wasn't for Casey, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I don't think. He's the one that opened the door for me into the whole boxing world after going viral. And, you know, he didn't have to do that. He just DM'd me out of the blue, and then the rest is history. So then I done Casey's announcement, then I done Masood's, and then just slowly the requests started coming in. I still got a few to do. And that's about it, really. That's about what's been happening.
I believe, and I said a prayer in my head. I've got your photo up in front of me. And I was like, I just put it out there. So I'm processing a little bit. So if I got some pauses going on, it's because I'm looking for the answer. I'm searching the feeling. I'm interpreting what the feeling is. I went back to your Instagram, and one of the things that I truly believe, especially the fact that your American accent is superb. The way you pronunciated my last name, you didn't even chop it up. You got it correct. So I believe, and to go back what you shared, Hus, about Steve Harvey and them, I've looked at the idea of failing and what does failing mean. And I truly believe it is a word that should be taken out of all languages. The reason why is because we shed. When you think about evolution and growth, what do children do? What do animals do? What does life do? What do flowers do and trees and seasons? They go through a shedding. It's not a death. You can look at it as a death. You can look at something, oh, is it a failure? Or someone may say, I failed. But was it really a failure? Or did you just have a season and now you're going through a shedding? And when people evolve, and what had happened with you is you evolved. I mean, even though you went to university, you have education, have you ever thought maybe 20 years ago you would ever be in this position on BBC Radio, BBC London, working with Casey and all? So you went through a shedding.
Yeah.
I believe for someone like you, as talented as you are, and the best thing that you did with, you know, at the Bank Tube station out there in the UK, is it was all setting you up with the idea, if you look at something, Hus, you created an opportunity for yourself to take an opportunity that was given unexpectedly, channel it through the job that you had. You shared in one of your interviews that, you know, people don't pay attention. They have their headphones on. You know, people are very distracted, and you found gold within yourself, and you were able to channel a talent and skill without manipulation or duplication. And you not just created, but you unleashed who you really are.
Yeah.
So what I believe, and I'm saying this as a representative, I'm saying this from an answer that came direct through answering my prayer. You have a home studio where you make these, correct?
Yeah.
You've got all the equipment, correct?
Yeah.
Have you thought about, here in the States, we have S Corps, LLCs, things like that to protect yourself or whatever when it comes to business. Would you consider, Hus, the opportunity to start a business for yourself, whatever the rules or laws, or if you just work as an independent contractor like many do here in the States, and come up with, since you have your own production studio right now, which is difficult for most people to get because it can not only be expensive, and even if you start inexpensive, there's a lot of details, as you know, and I know working in radio, you've got a lot of intricate details in setting all that up, and it can go into hundreds to thousands of dollars, especially when you get into licensing.
Yeah.
Why don't you consider starting a business, you being the, golden icon and everything, utilizing this, coming up with having a nice, intimate website, taking the information from BBC, London, all that, adding in the press and media that you've acquired in over the last year, obtain, and I'm giving you a gold mine here, because this is what my angels, this is what God told me. Going in and obtaining reviews from Casey, Bobby, even people that you've done this for, that you feel are credible people. Get reviews from them. Get photos. Get whatever. Use the photos if you've got any with Casey and Bobby and stuff. Add that and start on your website. And think of creating like either a 1-tier pricing or 3-tier pricing. If someone wants 60 seconds, if they're looking for a minute and a half, or if they're looking for a commercial where it can be like up to 2.5 minutes. You have these 3 little tiers, and you decide what is the value. How much are you worth? It's not just a production. People are paying for your recognition. You are iconic now. You are considered a public figure. You are recognized. You have been televised, interviewed through major media. So it changes the dynamic here, Hus. You're not starting off where you were featured on some podcast or just the local newspaper. You were filmed on international media. Start out with a website, something simple, WordPress, Wix, GoDaddy, which I recommend because you get 24/7 support, whatever. And then what you can do, you can put your samples on there for people to sample, create, like if you want to use the promotional you made for, you got your boxing, you can say entertainment and business. You can start with using the one that you made for me. That's corporate and business. Entertainment is another, area that you can add to it of a demographic, and then start building from there. And then what you can do is, as you're building and getting some momentum, when you start meeting, or if you want to go and backtrack to some of your connections at university, or people or put out like information, what experience or someone who's professional in voiceover, or whether they aren't, whether they have the training or not, Hus, you can start subcontracting and build now a huge network for your business. So now not only can people hire you for your UK accent, your American accent, you did an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, so we know you can do other areas here. And then you can end up getting women underneath your, working with you and get a female personality in there and come up with a percentage, whatever the fee is going to be, whatever someone's hiring, what are you going to pay her? 20%? 30%. You own all the licensing on it. You can sort out the royalties. It's not that difficult. I would think it would be very, very easy with knowing your laws, or having a simple contract of the expectation. Or if, let's say, if a woman by the name of Sarah wants to join your team, and you'd be like, every time someone chooses your voice, this is the flat rate that you would receive. And it would be a one flat rate because it's one time. Now, if a company is constantly using her, then the fees would go up. You would pay her more money. So whether you start her out with 10 to 15%, depending on what you're charging, and keep in mind your main charge is where you can be expensive, is the post-production. Your talent can get a flat rate. I've seen it done before. It's very, very inexpensive, but everything is mainly in-house production rate. So this way you don't have to worry to where over 85 to 90% of the money is going to go to you in a business because it is production related. Anyone else, if they were to choose to use or hire for a voiceover, they would get a flat fee. If you ever decide, once again, you would ever want to do some type of royalty agreement, you can do that. But I think it could get, my recommendation as a representative, it can get a little bit messy. If you can just hire someone, for each individual, for each independent contract, and just pay them a flat rate, they're making money, you're getting money, but at least you know that the majority of the money that is coming in is being paid for the production and your time to put this production together. Why? Because even if you were to bring in independent contractors, Hus, they're not handling any of that. You're doing everything post. And that's how they do it in the radio. Producers get in the radio industry. That's how post-production and directors and producers get in the film industry, television. That's the answer. So I'm telling you right now, objectively, professionally, and as my prayer was answered, put this into a business. And if there's someone that you feel, you know what, I want to do something pro bono and free because you feel they got the branding and the marketing behind them, do it. But put it into a business. Start with yourself. Start scouting out. This is the best time for you to scout, Hus, because we are in a pandemic. People are looking for work. And bring someone into your studio. Or if they got a mini studio, have them send in a little test track. Send it to you at Wave or MP3, whatever it may be. And I guarantee you, you will build so much faster doing it this way.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll take your advice. I'll do whatever it takes, you know. If that's what it takes, I'll do it, you know. So, you know, this advice you can't even really get anywhere else. You know, I wouldn't know who to go for to get advice like this. So yeah, thank you, and I'll get onto that.
And I'm always here. You have any questions? You know, don't even worry. I won't even. You know, it's my way to share it forward. You know, I would want you to build, and I believe in good energy, and I always know when the right time it is to charge someone and when there isn't. Once again, I've got you here in front of me, and when I look at your eyes, as I'm looking at your energy, it tells me that the shedding that happened with your former employer, the things that have been going on, it's been strengthening you to take action and simply do this, Hus. Even in the low times that have felt like, oh my goodness, I failed or fell flat on my face. The universe was just asking you, who are you and what do you believe you are meant to do to be the greatness that you are? And if you've been going through a lull, it could be several things. Either you haven't believed enough in yourself. It could be, Hus, to where you've been waiting for a sign or something when you were ready, which I believe is in this moment, to solidify. And in addition, it can also be that you needed to go through what you needed to go through over the last year to really reflect on self-love, identity, definitely, and purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Because you know, when it gets like, when it does get low, I mean, like doing the announcements for people that I have been doing, you know, it has lifted me up a bit, you know, because like during the whole time, you know, it's when you're most vulnerable, you know, you can make mistakes, you know, but mistakes are made to learn from. You know, you start chasing it more than just a dream, than being creative. You know, you could listen to wrong people like, you know, in the industry, it can be cruel. But best thing is that I think I've done is noticed that and rectified any of my mistakes, and just keep going forward. And yeah, I mean, I'm so grateful that you're willing to help me. I really don't know how to like thank you. for that. And I'm just going to do whatever it takes.
You shared with me, and I want to say thank you for your transparency and honesty with yourself of your own reality, because it can't always be easy to be like, oh my God, you know, this is what I'm dealing with. I did this to myself. You've held on to a lot. And I was thinking to myself before we came live on air, how far do we really want to go back? Do we really need to go back? You already know your life and your story. Yeah. Many people know, and here's the thing that makes it very simple, is due to the pandemic, Hus, everyone can relate whether they hear your story or not, because even the bit that you had shared is enough. I'm saying to you, after having here in front of me, we got BBC, BBC.co UK, BBC, Daily Mail, Newsbreak, Boxing.com, eTrendyStock.com, Standard.co. We have a plethora of major media, top major media in your country.
Yeah.
That in a very short amount of period of time are talking about this, are publishing this. You don't need validation by anyone. You got it from someone who didn't even plan on it. Look what you got. All you do is you put that in a nice startup, simple website, get those testimonials, put on those pictures, and you go do what you love. And you just be who you are, and it costs you nothing. And people, and here's the thing, and this is something, once again, you and I talked about before we went on air. Even if or when you're like, oh my goodness, it didn't turn out to anything. Well, you know what, Hus? And if you want to go back to what I feel can now relate to what you made reference to, of what Steve Harvey and others had said in connection to failing, if you do consider, oh my God, I failed. Maybe it was to understand that all of these signs was saying to you that no matter how much support, love, press, media, or the appearance and idea of what your success can be or is, you've got to take 1,000,000,000% ownership of it, Hus, and take that arsenal. And those are just golden nuggets to add into it. But it begins and starts with you and ends with you. When a clock strikes 12, it's all about you. It's you being like, oh my God, do I want to put this in a business? Because I'm going to tell you this. And then you take the mic, which you're very good at doing. Doing free stuff for people is not going to help your karma or your energy. If you feel that, once again, there's a meeting of the minds and it's going to work for you, great. But the number one thing where I will say, if the word or term failure will be of a reality, is if you allow yourself to make exceptions, to put all the love and integrity and time to create for something for someone, and there's been no reciprocal compensation in it. Now, just like you shared with the Twitter, that was reciprocal compensation with nothing to ask for, because that person used their branding, their marketing, their love, their respect that they had, the greatness that they see in you, and they put it out there in the ether. But you still have to, Hus, take ownership to know and to demand and to require your value. And I know for a fact in my heart, from what I prayed about, you've been in this whole circle of redundancy of the universe and God asking you, what's your value? What's your value? Hus, what's your value? Oh, you got an interview. Okay, what is that value to? Oh, you're going without work. Okay, Hus, what's your value?
So true. So true. That's why I'm just silent and listening, because everything you're saying is just so true. So true.
It is November 11th, 2020. There is no better time than now. Once this interview is done, if you're not pressed for time, because it's still early my time, I will stay on the phone. This can be started immediately. Even if, you starting out as a self-independent contractor, you can start this now.
I will. I will, 100%.
And then, however you choose to do, if you feel like you want to start out and see how this goes as an independent contractor, and that works, and you'll be fine. You won't have to worry about any fuss in your country. Great. And then give yourself about 6 months, and then assess the situation. Be like, okay, do I want to be an LLC? Do I want to be an S corp? What type of corporation do I want to be? Is it even responsible for me to be this way, or is it just working to where being independent it works? And for your field, there should be no problem. Because it's not like you're dealing with car insurance or life insurance policies, and you're not out there acting as an architect building buildings and businesses. You're doing voiceover work. Very, very simple.
Yeah. I'll get on it straight away. My wife's listening downstairs. She'll help me with everything as well, and I'm actually looking forward to it. It's about that time. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're 100% right.
And what's your wife's name?
Sem, S-E-M.
Sem. Well, Sem, I want to thank you very much for being with us live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 here and live from New York, and you guys are live from the UK. 3 things to look at. Once again, when it comes to segments, hopefully you have a pen. If not, I've
got one.
You got one? 3 things.
Yeah.
So first thing is the mini little segment, like what you did for me and that you did for Masood. Like thinking, okay, what would be anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute? What would that cost? Then the second tier would be if someone wants a commercial track for YouTube or for a video or something, what would that cost? There's a difference between, say, a promotional or commercial. So a promotional is find out from them. Are you using it for social media? Are you using it for YouTube? Are you using it for a screener, for a film or independent? The more time you have to put into it, Hus, the more expensive it's going to be. So once again, if someone's doing a 30 to 60 second, what is that? $25, $50 to produce?
Something like that.
You have a script. Okay, so you're going to give someone how many free words? Do they get 7 free words, Hus? 11 free words? And then what would it be? Is it 17 cents for each word after that? Once again, look at your value. Keep in mind, you have been at least by 11 top tier media outlets. You are not dollar store. So what's reasonable for a 30 to 60 second promo audio? What would then the next second tier would be? What would be, say, a minute and a half, or say 90 seconds to whatever? What would be the second? What is the cutoff? And then third, what would be, say, 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes or 4 minutes? So have a small, medium, and large.
Right.
With those 3. And then choose through each one in a pricing. You can keep the free words all the same, or you can break it down. Does the 30 to 60 second get 11 words for free? The 90 second above get 15 words? What it is, but you want to make sure you make money. And then per word after that, what is it going to be? Is it 17 cents, 13 cents, 20 cents, whatever that's reasonable? And then, so that's that. And then when you have your website, and we'll go over all this again, but while you have a pen, you can think to yourself, you can do section, sports, voiceover, entertainment, and business. I would tie entertainment and business in together, or what you can, and then you can do corporate. And corporate can be commercials, car dealerships. And once again, we'll go over any specifics, but it's just about keeping things simple so that people will know. So you have a place to put your tracks, and you can take those tracks and have it for the sports. You'll have your tracks for the entertainment. And then your entertainment, you can have music, YouTube, whatever it may be. And then you can have your corporate section. And corporate section is like commercials, events, whatever, to just make it very, very simple, and then have those tracks. And that's where, if you do choose to do a voiceover Hus for someone for free, make sure that they are in an industry that's going to help promote you. So if someone owns a car dealership, and you're like, oh, wow, I could use something like that for my corporate advertisement to obtain a client. Well, if you feel it's worth it because they got the branding and it's the type of content you need and want, do it for free. But if they're going to pay you first, try to get that money first.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Those are the basics. And then lastly, very important, get those written testimonials or audio testimonials. If someone wants to do a video, you can add a video to it. Or if they want to write it, say if Bobby or Casey or anyone, if they want to write it, you can add that in there. You can add their photo, keeping it very, very streamlined and simple. You don't need a lot of content to start out. You've got whatever tracks you have. You can start out with three voiceover minimum for each section. Just three to start out, and then build from there. If you choose to, and then that's it.
Awesome.
And then decide, because I'm going to go to your Instagram right now, and then decide here. Let me see. Decide on, because I see you have viral MC. What does BBofC mean?
I'm licensed by the British Boxing Board of Control to do professional boxing events.
That's huge and very important to be adding to website. Another high-end credible credential. All right, we just keep getting...
I had to study and go for an interview and pass the interview to obtain that as well.
You just keep getting bigger and bigger as I keep reading. Okay. So, and then what is your name? But you know what? I would say you are the celebrity of your business. So, you can, do husragip.com, or if you want to have a nice fancy name for your voiceover business, voiceover commercial business more specifically, decide that as well. But make sure you keep yourself as the icon of it. Just like, anyone else, a fashion designer or something, Tom Ford or, Steve Harvey, make sure you keep, even if or when you choose a business name or a name as an independent and starting out, just make sure that you are always the face and that your name is always recognized, so that people, just like what I see all here and with the media, they go to the name first. Hus.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Yeah, I've written down everything. I've got everything. Got work to do.
Well, here's the thing. You got time on your hands, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
I've got time.
And no one is trying to steal your time or borrow your time or tell you what you need to do with your time right now?
No.
Okay, well, sounds like everything's in your favor.
Yeah. Everything's in place.
It sure is.
Everything's in place, but yeah, I've got time. I've got loads of time to do it all. But yeah, so that just thank you for this advice. And it didn't even cross my mind to even think like that. So it's just genius, to be honest with you. Very genius.
God, the universe, angels, aliens, all the above, whatever anyone believes in, there's always conversations around us there are always signs around us, and there are always messages. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer because unless you are ready, really, really ready to take it in and receive it and hear it, that's when the magic's going to happen. And just think of the patience and the love throughout this entire time that's been all around you, Hus, that led you up now to this moment.
Yeah, it's true.
Let's give everyone a little bit of a taste of your brilliance. I've got your voiceover from Masood, or with Masood, I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the announcement of the evening. And now, introducing to you a man who dominated the amateur division on the 13th of November, making his professional debut, the up-and-coming super featherweight sensation, the master of the fist with clinical precision, fighting from Barnet, North London, Masood Abdullah!
The production is outstanding, Hus.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You have got everything ready. This is you're not meant to be someone's bitch, to be working in a job. That's why things have been happening and doors haven't been opened up, because even if you work as an independent contractor or a business, you've got to ask and decide for yourself who's in alignment with you, who really is going to respect and understand you and pay you accordingly. So I'm going to tell you once again, I'll tell you over and over again to be more specific. Everything is in your favor, and it is time to allow that inspiration and put that smile on your face. And what did you tell me? You took a moment and you looked at your wife and you realized that she really is happy. And now it's time for you to be happy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. 100%, man.
Who would you like to give a shout out to?
I would like to give a shout out to Warren Boxing Management, Casey Kadimi, Ray Castellano, Craig Stone, and T-Way Visuals for helping me fund the studio, and my wife and my friends and everyone who's been really, really supportive and understanding in what I'm trying to do. Thank you.
Any closing thoughts, words of wisdom, everything that you've experienced in your life? What would you like to say to the millions of people all around the world that are going through what you have been experiencing in your life?
Like, it's easy to say follow your dreams and stuff like that, but I would say the main quote again from Steve Harvey is, giving up on your dream it's only got one guarantee, and that's it will never happen if you give up. Mm-hmm. So you just got to keep going. Just keep going.
Where can everyone find you? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Hus.
Yeah, no, that's all I was saying. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just don't give up.
And look at that. You're not, because Mr. Hus Ragip going to be having his own business, being paid accordingly. You've got all the tools, including a studio. I like your studio, by the way, and your lights and how you got it set up.
Thank you so much.
And you dressed up in a suit for the one you made for me.
Yeah, that was my wife's idea. She was like, you know what, wear the suit, it's that little bit extra can really make a difference. And I was like, you're right. So I go iron the shirt, sort it out. And then we done it, and then she she got it all ready for me, and then I done the clip for you. And, you know, I'm happy that I did wear the suit, you know.
It's beautiful. It's perfect. And honestly, I love your fashion statements throughout the various videos that you've created for people in the industry. I like the diversity. Definitely, though, keep in mind, and for Sem to have that shirt pressed and ironed and ready for you to go, and that suit steamed or, you know, wrinkle-free, because you're going to be wearing it a lot more, especially when you get those corporate clients in.
It'll be amazing. It'll be amazing. I'll just work hard towards that day and just keep pushing, you know.
Got it. All right, my friend, hold the line, because you and I are going to have a little bit more of a talk. Thank you, everyone, for joining Hus and I live on air with Stephen Cuoco, live from New York on Power 98.5. Hus, we got to get your social media built up, but no stress. Where can everyone find you? Where is the go-to to connect with you, especially to get some work?
You can find me on Instagram, Hus_Ragip, and you can find me on Twitter as well, just Hus Ragip. And all my stuff's there, email and you know, DMs and stuff like that. Yeah, Instagram and Twitter mainly, yeah.
HUS_RAGIP. Connect and get a hold of this man, and I'm going to tell you, there's no way you're going to second guess anything. You go to my Instagram and see what Hus had created for me, but you Google Hus, all the major media is there, all the information, the videos, the write-ups. You know what you're going to be getting, and this is something that's not out there. Give us an Arnold Schwarzenegger, because all right, we already know you got the UK where you're from. You can do American. What's the Arnold? Yep.
Hi everybody, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger here. You're tuned into 98.5 satellite radio.
Love it.
With Steve Cuoco here. Come on, get down.
I've got to give you this. Where is it? Where's my applause? Here.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Hus, thank you, and you definitely are. You're going to be a blessing to many people.
Thank you. Thank you for believing in me.
You're welcome, my friend. Hold the line. I'll be right with you, Hus.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone.
Friend us on your socials and let's connect.